Welcome to Ultimate Sensei, a chess coaching competition unlike any other. Over the next several weeks, 4 of the world's best trainers will work with 8 hungry students, ready to do whatever it takes to improve their game. Who will work the hardest to improve? Whose methods will prove supreme? And who will become the ultimate sensei?
And welcome everybody to the Ultimate Sensei Season 2 Finals. Woo! Excitement. The excitement is palpable in my room. I don't know about all of you, but I'm guessing from the tenor of chat that people are ready for this and pretty excited. Welcome to the show, everybody. Whew. I saw a question in the chat from Sophie. She was asking whether there were any elimination challenges. Some of you may remember that early on in the season, there was a plan to have elimination challenges for the players finishing 8th in the last 2 challenges. The elimination challenges were scrapped by reason of they were causing too much stress to some of the contestants. So all 8 contestants are participating today without any surprises or evil twists. I've got nothing up my sleeves, folks. See? Nothing. It's just normal. We're going to follow the format we agreed upon. The time control is going to remain 75 plus 10-second increment, just like it was always supposed to be. The players are prepared to play 8 games of 75 plus 10. We'll be here for the next 16 hours testing their fortitude. Just kidding. Time control's 15 plus 5. Apparently, we were causing actual anxiety and so forth, Waffle Truck. I never saw myself as being that evil. I just thought I had, some cool little ideas to make it more exciting for the viewers. But, I listened to the feedback. I changed it. I got rid of the elimination challenges. So we're gonna have normal bracket of matches. One thing that is changed, let's just talk about some changes in the bracket format this year versus season 1, and we can talk about, that makes it clear what the format is for all of you who want to watch and figure out what's going on, and it will also be a chance to discuss why those changes were made. So, basically, last year's bracket was sort of I think a standard kind of elimination bracket where everybody keeps playing. So, for example, after the first match, you've got the 4 winners are basically playing in the winners bracket, and they're playing for 1st through 4th place. And the 4 players who lose in the first round are playing for 5th through 8th place. That's how it was last year, right? And then whoever wins in the semifinals, then you get matches for 1st through 2nd, 3rd through 4th, 5th through 6th, and 7th through 8th. And that's already determined at that point in the progression of sort of the 3 rounds of matches. This year, what we're doing instead is that we're not separating into a straight up winners and losers bracket. So after those players who win in the first round and lose in the second round, in the last round, we'll get paired against people who lost in the first round and won in the second round. So they'll still get mixed back together, and they'll be playing for 3rd through 6th place in those 2 middle matches in the bracket. So you'll still have a match at the end of 2 players who won their first 2 matches, and they'll be playing a championship match. And you'll have 2 players who lost their first 2 matches who will be playing the match for 7th through 8th place. But in the middle, we're going to have 2 matches that are for 3rd through 6th place. And what this what this does, yes, Pumpkin the Cat, exactly. If you lose in the first round, you can still come in third place, versus in the previous system with like a clear like loser's bracket, winner's bracket kind of setup. If you lose in the first round, you can only come in 5th through 8th place. That's sort of your maximum if you win your next 2 matches. What this does is it takes a little bit of the importance off of the first round result. The first round is still going to be slightly more important than rounds 2 or 3 as far as the final impact on your points. But the fact that it doesn't relegate you to 5th through 8th place means it doesn't have as big an effect on your points. And, you know, the concomitant to that is that your later matches are worth more points. So it means that the value of each match is a little bit closer to, 30 to 40%. Instead of having the first match you play be worth 50% of the effect on all your games, and the next 2 matches like, 30 and 20 or something like that, right? Or the last match was only worth like 15% of your points, really, right? So that's the logic behind it. It means that our bracket's a little bit harder to follow, right? Because you get like a winner of a match gets paired against the loser of a different match that was higher, and so the bracket would be like a little bit harder to follow at some point. All right, so first I'm going to welcome one of the 4 senseis to the show, Mat Kolosowski. Hey, Matt.
Hello, everyone. Hi, David.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for
having me.
For coaching these 2 guys for all this time. How are you feeling today as we are minutes away from the finals?
Pretty cool. I think relaxed, which I'm quite surprised about.
Mm-hmm.
Really, just no expectations. I'm
Good.
Just let the strongest player win.
Okay. You don't even care if it's on your team or not. You're just ready to see how everybody's improved.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I would like my either Seth or Ty to win, or preferably both meet in the final, and play the best game of the year already. However, of course, I'm rooting for them, but again, there is no pressure. I think already it's been a very, very good time, very, very productive coaching experience. Also for me as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just happy to be here, honestly.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's quickly say hi to everybody before they start to play. So I'm going to bring all the players' cameras on screen for a second so that the gladiators can salute the fans briefly, say their goodbyes before going into battle. Good luck to all of you. And thank you for putting on a great show for all of us over all these weeks, through all the intermediate challenges and everything. I hope you all enjoy your matches today. And whenever you are ready to play, you all can go and do the leave audio. So that's even more than mute. It says leave computer audio. It's the second to bottom option in this menu here, off of the mic, and then you can go start your games. I am going to go start following all these people in live chess so I can get the games up for everybody to watch. And then Matt, do you want to tell us if there was anything different to your experience coaching these players over sort of a set number of weeks for a set tournament compared to your normal coaching experience?
It's a tricky one, because on one hand, we of course, it's, even though there's we have this main competition, and obviously we're trying to determine who the ultimate sensei is and the ultimate player, who the ultimate player is. But for the first few weeks, we tried to work on Seth and Ty's overall improvement. So we were trying to, see where there is the biggest potential for them to just play better. But the last, 2 weeks, these were strictly connected with the tournament preparation, I would say. So it was a bit of a mix, because normally when there is a big event approaching, you can prepare well in advance. And here there was not so much time to prepare. Like, for instance, when I was coaching someone for the World Junior Championship, we knew that this will be like 1 year perspective, so you could plan everything in advance, say, okay, this month we're doing this, we will need this amount of work. And here everything is so action packed, really. So
So you've
this
definitely
is
coached
something
before
different.
with like one tournament as the goal, but usually on a much longer scale than this.
Absolutely. I mean, this was the general tendency, because I've had students just saying, you know what, hi, I would like to get some coaching, and generally I'm having a tournament in a week or 2 weeks or so. But then, I mean, okay, we can do some stuff and I can do some quick fixes, but I do not really have everything under control, whether the student is really going to improve in that within this short time frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have experience with in teaching someone specifically for an event.
Yeah. Dai, can you still hear us? Because you shouldn't be able to. Because we're going to talk about your game while you play it, and it'll just be distracting for you.
Is Dai streaming? Or?
I don't know. It just, for a second, it looked like, there, he's gone. He's out. Great. Perfect. All right. Everything's good. Everything's good. All the players have left audio, and we've got 4 games going. Bob, Joe, Jim, and the End X. These are chess numbers with white, and Dai win with black right here. Let's start with your students, since we've got you here, Matt. So let's see what opening Seth is playing here with white. He's played the white side of a Slav defense and bishop f5 on move 4, and he goes for queen b3.
Is it shown, because I'm watching the stream at the same time, so or are you sharing the screen, because I don't see the now I see it. Okay.
I'm not sharing the screen on the stream. If you use the stream to watch it, it'll maybe have like a 5-second lag.
Okay, yeah, now there's like,
yeah,
what is it, the Pair's defense, or is it Philidor? I only have e4, d6, d4. Oh, this is now we're jumping to Seth.
Here's Seth. Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like the lag is more like 15 seconds. So you might want to open up live chess and watch Seth yourself on your computer instead of through the stream.
I have queen b3 on the board in Seth's games, and I already saw that there was queen b6, knight takes d5, takes on b3. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're still within the theory, right? So I'm not sure is queen b6 a move there, but queen b3 is definitely a move, but queen b6, I'm not sure if this is actually okay. Feels like it's dropping the pawn, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like Seth is winning a pawn for nothing at this point.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, because it can, everything depends how he's still going to continue his development. And we're talking about doubled pawns, so I think this is, it's a good opening for us, for the team, but there is still a lot of work to be done. But honestly, if I had this position with white, I would feel extremely comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, center pawn is a very, very good start to pick that up within 7-8 moves.
Yeah, I mean, Seth proved that he can be a strong endgame player, so...
That's right. He finished in second place.
I'm pretty optimistic about that, but again, it's at this point and at this level, we've seen such horrible mistakes that anything can really happen. So that's why in the beginning I said I feel relaxed, because I know that I have absolutely no control over the events. Like, even if we prepare, at the end of the day, it may still be decided. It's difficult to come back to the game with that.
Yeah. All right. Dai Win has a queen in his own king's house, but is threatening checkmate in one of his own right here. The last moves were queen takes a7 and knight to g4. And this position is very exciting now. Dai Win with 3.5 to 4 extra minutes on the clock to navigate the complications.
Looking forward to see the board again.
Yeah. Especially knowing how thrilling a position your student has. G3 looks like the only
Oh my goodness.
real move here for white. And
Or
now,
Queen G1.
now it's going to be messy. What's that?
Queen G1. You can
Queen
try.
G1 could be the other move, but I feel like then you don't have counterplay.
I mean, strategically, you sort of do. You can play Rook E6,
Okay.
but this is not Thai's style. So no, I'm not surprised, but I'm really worried about his clock.
Yeah. Really worried about his clock. Sasha's telling us that 2 moves ago, Dai-Win had an extra piece. So maybe I'll just back up and see what happened for fun. We had Bishop E3 check. Yeah, that'll be an extra piece. Knight F5. Bishop takes, pawn takes, check. Knight E5. Just develops the rook calmly. F6. Queen G4. Castles. Queen D4. Ah! Yeah. I understand he didn't want to allow Queen G6 check, but a full piece is more important than that. And here we go. H5 is coming. Queen check. King here. Queen A3. Threatening rook E7. We've got definitely a more interesting position here now that Dai gave back the extra piece.
No, I mean, okay, Set is sorry, Dai is given a second chance, but I mean, he should have lost this already twice at least, but still, it doesn't feel so great.
It doesn't feel so great. Doesn't feel so great. And whose position would you like to have at this point if you were playing a game between white or black here?
After knight e5 black.
Okay.
Because like I'm blockading. It feels like I'm blockading the attack. And h4. I would expect it to be pretty fast. Like I don't see how white is supposed to follow up.
Yeah, I mean, I think white's game plan here.
Black, go rook g8 and play h4.
Yeah. So white stops h4 for a moment, maybe, by attacking this knight. I mean, Dai might even sack it, right? Who knows? But rook g8 would be like safer or saner. And then the idea for white that white needs to use at some point this game is c4. There's not much else to do. Otherwise, you're just waiting for your king to get cracked, I think.
So after all, it can be 2-1 for Morphy fan.
Yeah, somebody's asking in chat. The matches tomorrow will be 4-game matches. Today it's 2-game matches, and there are 2 matches today. Tomorrow there will be a 4-game match. Bishop check. Good calculation by Nargate. That wins the piece for sure. Rook 8 would have also. Wins by resignation. And they are going into sudden death.
Do they know that who's supposed to have white pieces then? Or will they just be waiting for the entire round? Yeah, but do they know that? We'll see, I guess.
All right. And here they go, game 3. Let's check on some of our other players. We've got Bob, Joe, Jim, and the Index with another opposite side castled position like the first game. So they're giving us the fireworks, these two, for round 1. They're giving us the big fireworks.
In the first game, I think I've had enough of the fireworks. I would just want Thai to win regardless of the style this time.
You came in so calm at the start today, Matt. I was like, I've never seen somebody with such inner peace around their students.
I'm still trying.
All
but
right.
at least Thai seems to be playing faster this time.
That's right. A healthier amount of time on his clock here. A crazy position on the board. I don't know if I should let you watch your student or preserve your health by switching to one of the other players.
I think I know that we can expect really anything from this position because at the end of the day, it will be one of the players giving checkmates. At this point, again, I feel like from practical point of view, white might be, I would maybe even prefer white because white has easier play because the G and H files are already open, even though there's a bishop pair. So,
right. Yeah. If we just look at the rooks, you've got 2 rooks versus 1. And right now, white's b3 pawn is holding black off. It won't for very long. Once black's played a5, a4, it'll be open season on the white king, but white might be faster with rook g1. Here, black would, or queen g2. And if black chooses g6, you can more quickly switch to the h file to try to break through. And knight e6 to f8 is good for white, but I would probably prefer to put my knight on f5 and try to checkmate black.
Definitely.
I would probably answer queen h3 with a line like knight f5, king h8, king e2, or something of that sort.
That's a good one. I was only considering putting my queen on e2 and then castling queenside, but king e2 is just much faster. So
yeah, your way coordinates all the pieces, which is an advantage.
And there's never time for knight h5, right? For anything like that.
Knight h5. Oh, that could be played. Then it'd be like knight g4, I guess. And rook takes g4. Okay, yeah. That's done. So that's an option. Queen h3 has been played by Nargev. Dripman's got 10 minutes to try and serve something up here. So he could look at knight h5 check, like you found. He could look at knight f5 and then queen e2 or king e2 or something. He can also just leave the knight on g7 and play a preparatory move.
Yeah, very comfortable position.
Yeah. I mean, I'd calculated rook g3, queen h1, king e2, queen d1, rook d1, and thought, that position's probably winning for white. Even with the queens off.
But, Drittman blundered the entire rook last time.
Right.
Last game, so... like I said at the very beginning, you never know till the end.
That's right. You never know till the end. But a big strength of Drittman is calculating winning variations for himself. So, which is very different than blundering stuff that your opponent can do to you, right? He's pretty good at finding some winning ideas for himself, and he can calculate relatively far ahead. Andras, how are you doing?
Oh man, early morning. That's all I can say. But the fake smile is there, so all good.
Okay, great.
Excited, man. I'm looking forward to seeing some good chess from these lovely peeps.
Yes, indeed. And we are going to be getting into round 2 in just a couple minutes. Half of the players have their match delayed by half an hour for round 2, and half of them are going to be starting in 2 minutes here. So we're just getting set up. Let me switch back to you. I've got you in the chair, and we can show the matchups for the next round now. So there they are. Let me see if that looks clear. Yeah, I think that looks clear. This is now the round 2 matchups, folks. We've got Seth against Falk. In what's called match 5, we've got Rangau against Chess Maestro in match 6, Drittman versus Chess Numbers in match 7, and Morphy-Fan versus The End XX or Die Win in match 8. And hopefully the players have figured out who they're playing next. That'll be useful information for them. They probably examined the bracket and sort of knew how the pairings would go without having to see what I've typed in here. So you've got Maestro going up against Rangau. You've got, from your perspective, you've got Morphy-Fan going up against The End XX. You think you guys are ready for this round 2?
Looks like an exciting pairing.
Yes. All right. So let me try and send a message to the players telling them that they can start. Okay, I don't know if they can hear me because I think a lot of them have kept their audio turned off. So I'm sending them some chat messages letting them know that if they are on the left side of the bracket, they're allowed to start their match. And we have also, speaking of that, we've got an updated bracket, which we can do, which we can show here. All right, I'll transition to that, show everybody what the bracket, everybody in here, what the bracket looks like. So there you all can see the pairings as well. And yeah, there we can see Seth versus Falk. It's sort of like the outer faces are playing each other. In match 5, the inner faces, Maestro and Renga are playing each other. And on the other side, you've got Dritman and Chess Numbers playing each other. Mitch has made the faces a little bit bigger or smaller in the same ratio to show who's playing who a little bit. Incredibly intense match between Daiwin and Chess Numbers. Absolutely. They're in chat. They've got another 23 minutes before we'll kick off their match. But Seth, Maestro, Renga, Falk, please start your matches. We're ready. We want to see some pieces fly.
Maybe they agreed to play this round in correspondence. What do you think?
Correspondence style. Should I check their daily games?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not starting their games.
Protesting.
Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe one of them just quit the show. Let me check. Do we need to start now?
I will message Maestro.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like we've got a match started. So here we go. Here's a match. Maestro is playing.
He says he already has started.
Yeah, there's E4, C5 coming in.
Oh, baby. Bringing on the fire right away.
The Sicilian. The Sicilian. Oh, and Rengao must have been taking notes during Falk's lecture on the Marazzi bind, because he says more fun than fire is just a squeeze. Just a squeeze.
Mm. Wow. Big words, eh?
Yeah. You yourself, would you be more of like a fire or a squeeze kind of guy? If you had to choose, you're just going to play one game today, you get to choose what kind of a way you win. You already know you get to win the game, but which way would you prefer to win it?
David, fire any day of the week, brother. Fire. Bring on the heat, baby. Bring on the heat.
All right. So maybe
That's
a little
the only way.
Maybe a little Smith Mora gambit before the Marazzi bind.
Nah, just a good old-fashioned Sicilian.
Good old, yeah.
sacking 8 pieces, 9.
Sacking 8 pieces, mating with the last pawn.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
That is the only way.
All right. So Maestro has a first think of the game about this knight c2 move. Falk told us in his lecture that knight c2 was kind of like a new little hotness in this line. I mean, if retreating can ever be called hot, but the idea that instead of playing bishop e3, bishop e2, knight c3, and trading a piece on d4, that the first sign of action, white would try and like leave more pieces on the board to cramp black and retreat knight c2.
Correct. I played myself with white a fair bit, actually, with rather varying success, to be honest. But this is meant to be now the way to go.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
There's a fascinating pawn sack line in it when white plays now castles, knight d7, bishop d2, and after knight c5, b4, bishop takes c3, bishop takes c3. Black wins the pawn on e4, but white gets the dark squared bishop and the long diagonal, bishop b2 back, and yeah, theory starts here after bishop b2, but it's considered to be very, very good for white. This is actually one of the lines in the Experts versus the Sicilian, which may or may not be a book, but I don't remember if I'm allowed to say such things. So
you can say anything you want on here.
Okay, so Experts versus the Sicilian is a book I would recommend to anyone who plays open Sicilian with white, and this variation is one of the backbones of what to do against a Maroczy blind. That being said, I don't think anyone in their right mind would do this as black.
I was gonna say, like, how much theory do you want to learn on a position that no one would ever play? I mean, I would never play this as black, and I'm
that's why I only know theory up to here, David. That's exactly the reason, because I'm happy to play this. Bring it.
Right. Yeah.
And then the alternative, by the way, that is equally common is that after b4 they don't take on c3, but they drop back to e6. Can you please change the board, David?
Yeah, I can change the board.
It hurts.
All right, let's see your other guy, Nargave. He never flags, pretty much.
It hurts.
Here's Nargave. He's got a fancy structure here. Pair of bishops. Rook.
This is his type of position. Is his type of position.
I'm shocked he didn't send his rook to g6 last move.
I'm too. As a matter of fact, what?
Fancy two-step. But
man.
I mean, the weakest spot in white's camp is g2. That's just like a good thing to have in mind.
Yeah. Look, I'm pretty sure that Lars blundered that based on his body language and the fact that rook f6 made no sense to begin with.
He could have mouse slipped it. Maybe he was headed to g6.
Yeah, I would have actually played neither. I would have played bishop b7 first.
All right, just get off the rock and like aim at the tender underbelly.
And then figure out what to do with the rook, because you know, although it's extremely likely that it will end up on g6, but you can potentially switch plan, triple up on the e, whatever. But yeah, bishop b7 was just
you're right. Bishop b7's best.
Hello.
Yeah. Wow, we've got like a whole chat room full of people who like bishop b7.
Yeah,
never knew bishop b7 was so popular.
It seems I found a fan base here finally somewhere.
Yeah. All right, our drawn endgame. Falk has a rook against a pawn right now.
What happened here?
Well, I mean, somebody blundered. Let's see.
Oh, that's what happens in drawish endgames, according to you, right?
Rook check. Look at this one. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's an active king and a half. Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
That king on e4, that's not going to take any prisoners.
All right. Yeah. So that one's looking good for black now. Let me see some other boards. We got a knight on e4 here for Drittman.
Oh, that is a good-looking knight if it can get one more move.
One more move. He's almost there. He's almost there. Wow, it looks like Drittman's just continuing his match from this morning. I mean, his first match this morning, he played this D3 Italian game twice as white.
This looks absolutely unplayable for white, right? Like bishop e7 and white is just dead. F5, queenside castle. Like, what was this even? Like,
you're right. White's position is miserable, other than the knight f6 threat.
Yeah. Like after bishop e7, it's literally like, let's start again, boys. This didn't work out.
Oops. What were we doing? So bishop b3, bishop e6. Nice. How did he get here? He traded on d5. Whereas I would think like the spirit of his opening is to just play a move like knight e3 there and just keep going.
I don't know what the spirit of this opening is.
And then he gives the bishop.
Tell me, oh. Wow. Wowzers.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
Yeah, that was strategical.
Somewhat. This is the postmodern style, right? When principles like bishops usually are better than knights are just thrown into the, I don't know, fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Can I kindly ask you to go back to Nagaev? I think we have got higher chances of action there than here.
Mm-hmm.
This just looks like
rook g6, h4, h6. They're all ganging up on this bishop. I mean, eventually he's gonna have to take a queen, right?
Yeah, but now the bishop is trapped.
Now it's trapped by the h4 pawn.
Yep.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
That's awkward. Doesn't leave a lot of good moves for him. Falk did wrap up the endgame that we saw a moment ago with 2 rooks against 1. I'm not gonna demonstrate on screen how it happened, but
that was pretty predictable, right? So no surprises there.
Yeah. All right, so here we are, the bishop d8 question for Dai. Oof.
Do you usually leave a break, David, or we kick off right away with the rematch?
I have them just kick off right away with the rematches.
Okay.
Yeah, I give them a break between the matches. Tomorrow, I'll probably tell them that they can take a break between games 2 and 3.
Who are going to be your commentators tomorrow? The other 2 coaches?
Yeah.
Right.
Be Kostya and Sasha.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Sounds good.
Yeah, bishop on d8 looks like it's in trouble. I mean, I don't know that there's anything more to say about this one.
Yeah, no, I think this is resignable. But then again, we have seen stranger things already today than resigning a position like this.
Yeah. Okay. So Bob Joe Jim castled queenside instead of bishop e7. I mean,
that's a chess move too, right? D3 is hanging, so...
Yeah, I suppose it's a move, but knight f6, queen d3... It's just like a little bit less under control than black could have had it, right? If you play bishop e7 and sweep them with f5 like you wanted to do, just kind of...
Yeah.
You drive the knights before you, like Conan wanted to drive the enemies, right? The knights run in the face of the pawns.
Yeah. This looks ugly. And the clock tells the story too.
That's right. So Drittman having a tough start. Nargaev has won the game here. Bishop takes d8. Rook takes g4. Bishop g5. He took it. Played bishop b7. Everybody in the crowd like, yeah. I'm a fan of bishop b7. The knight moved. Oof.
Yeah. Well, knight d1 is doable, but who wants to play that, right?
Yeah. Well, me, I would have played 91.
But this is a fours mate now, so I like that more.
Did you see any of the student showcase lessons?
No, unfortunately, I didn't. I have to admit, David, a major shortcoming of mine, but I did not see the lessons. Okay. I heard that it was quite fun and a very successful thing, and I really liked the idea when you introduced it. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I was just curious because you're a chess teacher. I thought I would, ask you what you thought of their of their teaching is if you had seen it. I was quite impressed. So you can see that they spend time with good chess teachers, I think, from how they did. Because even those who, I mean, obviously Seth is a teacher.
Right, I didn't know that. Well, so am I. So it's probably good that I didn't see it, because it would have turned out that I'm far worse than he is.
Yeah, and then I think, yeah, but even those of them who aren't professionally teachers did a really good job of it. What age did you teach, like in school? You taught in school as well as teaching chess, right?
I still do, unfortunately, David.
You still do, okay.
Yeah.
You've got a day job and a night job.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, chess doesn't pay enough not enough for me to safely pull the plug on my day job.
I always thought that like teaching in schools didn't pay enough.
Please do so. I'm dying to
switch to
hear
our
the
graphic.
pairing.
We'll see if I can figure out these pairings. So we will have chess numbers against Falk in match 9, also known as the championship match. And, oh, no, we can make it easier. We can make it easier for ourselves. All right. We're just going to call up an image with the faces already in there. That's going to be good. So let me just replace the image.
We should use maybe characters from Winnie the Pooh or something, just to make it a little bit more confusing.
Like every time you see an Eeyore, it's Rengao.
Yeah, or something like that. I mean, this is too clear and clean.
All right, here we go. This is your bracket, folks. And so here are the matchups. The championship match with slightly bigger thumbnails. We've got Falk against Chess Numbers. Congratulations to both of them. I would say Chess Numbers' first match today against the End X was perhaps the most hair-raising, nail-biting, like who knows what's going on match. But he made it through. And then in match 12, we've got Chess Maestro against the End X. And in match 10, we have Seth against Morphyfan. Match 11 will feature Rengao against Dripman. Have any teammates been forced to meet in the third round? It looks like no. It looks like no. So the way it worked out, no teammates ended up having to play in the finals match here. Does this bracket make sense? Chat, do you know who's playing who? At least
Totally,
hopefully
now
the
that you
participants.
explained.
Match 10 and 11 are both for third place. The winners of both of those two matches will be tied third place.
Oh, we want to decide it, man.
Well, they can play a fourth match afterwards if they want to.
I'm sure they would be super excited after 4 games.
They're welcome to keep playing if they want to. Nobody's going to stop them, right, Andras?
Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah, I mean, the End X is playing right now. I mean, I can't stop them. They've got live chess.
They are unstoppable.
My wife might stop me.
Your wife can try and stop you. She can try and pry your hand off of your mouse. If she likes to. But I can't stop any of you from continuing to play. So if the players who finish tied in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 6th want to just keep playing chess tomorrow afternoon, they can do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's our show for today. Players, you feeling all right? Feeling tired? Feeling good? So that's all right with it?
I am spent, but happy.
Yeah, let's play some more.
Spent but happy. Someone's got the energy to keep playing some more.
Don't do that to me, Seth. I thought we were friends.
Seth's like, Chess Numbers, what you need is 3 more hours of practice of 15-5 tonight. I'll play you a 10-game match.
What I need is to go watch the Niners play a playoff game. And
Oh, are the Niners also in the Australian Open?
the same basic tournament, sure. We'll call
Same
it the
basic
Australian
thing?
Open.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we won't keep you if you're tired. You guys have done a great job. Andras, it was a great pleasure to have you on here to do commentary with me. Thank you very much,
My pleasure,
my man.
sir. Thank you. Thank you.
And yeah, just my appreciation and I don't have a hat, but you know, my appreciation and tip of the hat to everybody on a huge effort. Great show. Thank you so much. We'd really appreciate it if you guys come back and do the same thing for us tomorrow. And to our chat and our fans, we can expect tomorrow that we will start with a lengthier pregame show from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then matches at 10 a.m. And we're starting early because we've been told that chess.com will raid us coming from Wake on Zay, so we will have some extra friends in chat to watch with us. So please welcome them nicely. There's a better chance that they'll follow and come back for the next Chess Dojo show, if you guys do a good job of welcoming the Raiders tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for everything. Thanks, Chess.com, for sponsoring this competition. Thanks to our viewers for also sponsoring this competition. We raised over $1,000 from both Chess.com and from our viewers for the show. And, yeah, that's all I got. See you all tomorrow.
Hey, guys.
Thanks, David.